All right, Barack Obama tonight being forced to defend himself against allegations that his Southside Chicago presidential center will, quote, gentrify the neighborhood, raise prices, drive poor families from the area. I don't know, maybe it's like Obama Disney. Here's his response.
The truth is, anytime you do a big project, there's always going to be some people who say, well, look, we don't want change. We're worried about it. We don't know how it's going to turn out, which is why we've gone through such an exhaustive process to encourage and elicit comments and concerns and criticism and suggestions from the community.
Here for reaction, Georgia Senate candidate Herschel Walker, along with Fox News contributor Leo 2.0 Terrell. You know, I don't really understand it. I'm all for, like, I couldn't understand Ocasio-Cortez, the real Speaker of the House, Herschel Walker. When Amazon wanted to create these jobs in her district, I'd be like all over that. Why didn't she allow that? Well, I want to see, you know, areas in Chicago get investment money. It'll be like Disney, Obama Disney. You get to see everything Obama.
Well, you know, sometimes, Sean, you're never going to make someone happy. Now, this is an opportunity that the Obamas have to empower that community, so people should be applauding it rather than making fun of it, or they should be talking about something that's very great there, that, you know, Mayor Lightfoot went from, defunding the police to funding the police, because right now what the Obamas talking about is giving people jobs, but I think you got to hold people accountable. And what I mean by that is they got to hire people from that neighborhood to work at that library. They got to hire people in that neighborhood to build that library. And I think then they're doing a great job.
And, you know, and this is the thing, Leo, I mean, we want money invested. Money creates, you know, construction jobs. It creates full-time jobs. You got to, you know, the Obama Library. You got, you know, people that work and give tours and concession stand people. I don't know what you have at a library. I've been to the Reagan Library, Nixon Library. I like them. But why wouldn't you want that and think that's a good thing?
It is a good thing, but let me be as clear as I can and explain to the viewers. This is an ultimate act of selfishness on the part of the Obamas. Sean, that library is going to cost $550 million. He really want to help the people of color, people who look like him, build that library in the poorest area of Chicago, the black area, for economic development. Does he do that? No, no, no. He goes to the lakefront. He takes the nicest part of the black area and he wants to destroy that, the lakefront. Why won't he build it in the inner city? This is the man who's using his color to basically downplay the criticism. Environmentalists and activists are saying, don't build it here, build it in Chicago, in the South Side, where people of color are hurting. He's not listening to them. He's nothing more than a land baron, honestly, and he's only using a particular
I'm going to tell
section.
you one of my biggest criticisms. You know, all through the Obama years, Herschel Walker, this was the only show. We would scroll the names of all the people that nobody hears their names, the people shot and killed. Nobody paid attention. Nobody cares. Is George Floyd important? Yes. But every single person shot and killed in Chicago every weekend, they're important too. And I've been doing this since 2009 on this program, and nobody ever lifts a finger. And every weekend, another 50 people shot, another 12 people dropped or killed in a shooting.
Well, you know, one of the things, Sean, and I'm going to disagree with Leo just a little bit because I love Leo. He's my brother. But I say, you know, even though he's taking some of the great part of Chicago.
Wait a minute.
But no. No, Sean. But what I'm going to say here real quick is just that, you know, I think you can empower this community a little bit. And at the same time, I think people got to worry about law and order. I think you got to empower this community, but you're also going to have policing that's got to come into there as well. So now you're going to have policing that's going to be paid more money. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Has anyone ever talked about what Mayor Lightfoot decided that, you know, defunding the police didn't work? That now I got to fund the police. And I said, that's what we need to be talking about. Not worried about something like this right here, the library that can also help people.
At the end of the day, if you don't have law and order and safety and security, you can't pursue happiness. By the way, Leo's supporting your candidacy, and so am I. Looking forward to you being called Senator Herschel Walker. More Hannity next. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.